takana.
Jobis waxoon na ko fi de.
dëkk bi yëngu na oncle Tef.
Mana ko bal ba takano.
Tey dëkk bi yëngu. That's pretty.
Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar.
Man, hey, that's sorry, sa suma jabar dugat na sa yëguma ko. Nuyu naa la share ka ko waaye man maa la bëgg.
Baje do wax.
Suma jabar yu man nag maa ngi wax ak yow.
Bugut ken, yo bugulo ken.
Waaye man boy, timi bu ma yaaxal nag. Waaye man tay empower. Mene collaboration la ñu def empower. Yow yaay suma chéri.
King yaa ma dégg
Teflon yaa ngi ko dégg teru Teflon.
waaw waaye dafa am lu announcement bu ma bëgg a make li ma fi waxoon yëpp withdraw naa ko
Lola la.
suñu waa kër dañu am parti léegi so you know
Waa guys na ngeen gisee li den surprise wala surprise wut leen nañ ci
non surprise suñu moom because resignation yooyu yëpp wax naa ne mooy last one bi pour
hello Bapulo naka nga def
teamam bi yëpp dem nañ so léegi dem na
Waa xana dafa resign officially from UDP.
waaw dem na
Kan la resign.
dara def
léegi la ko wax na ko léegi
nii ba pare. lii kay
léegi la ko wax after mu announce party am bi United for Change la party bi tudda
Wow. I missed that part.
waaye léegi dégga dañ waxtaani biir nekk
Movement la mel ne du parti.
Brand.
waaye movement bi dafa tax 2026 dafa taxaw rek yéen tamit bàyyi leen seen xel
no he's very smart he's right a movement
soobee yaa mu ngi nii nekk na
because Gambian the youth have to identify with the movement so he's making it not a party he's not announcing a party
xam nga
which
lim
is very smart
li ibi su ko defee képp ku yëg coono Gambia nga gis ci sa boppa li mu wax yëpp you relate to it nga ñëw ngeen bokka ngeen jël réew mi waaye bëgg ko ooyee politique
gis nga fi mu ko teg moom gis nga ñan la nekk di waxal xam nga ne waxuta ñëpp youth si la waxal
waaye mbaa sàccut yu bi si UDP bi yu number yu bi sàccut ko fa
gars yi nañ ko jégal
la no Gambia waaye léegi xam naa ne moom yaay bi dafa dem mi is going léegi kan mooy sponsor UDP 2026
waaye nekku ne yaay bi moo doon sponsor UDP make their own money their own people support them
digga waxtaan jot
money ana jinx
so do you think Talib movement
Mom dem na jaru sa nga koy latte.
Jinx are we going
is gonna they will have sim never go bala le baba actually yen ma dega suma network bi I think is bad
ñu la dega
wow lima lacce moy foog ngeen ne Talib movement am bu SB because buñ ko ñëmé oye party will be able to see so many similarities ak naka la ñuy tudda golden era bi nii
no they're not even similar Bapulo
they are two different things.
Golden era haven't held office
because hena la Talib xam naa ne I'll be very surprised if Talib goes to Sobeya. I'll be very surprised with
that. Go, fam.
Exactly.
Well, Hana Sobeya them join ko. Right? Talib is not going there to play second fiddle.
Lola neka diwa. Mota magnon what the golden era be. So right now, it's likely Talib might be standing on its own, with including maybe.
Golden era might go back Talib. It will make more sense because they are not going to be president and they are willing to coalition.
Wow, Lola, and they are all like they're youthful. Like so, they may see race be nyom they're the youth. The race be all the other one they've passed that level. Maybe they might see, you know what? This is the similarities that we have. The time it's watan.
Bulta guy ñëw fii si kaw de ñoom docteur si suuf bul wax ne
no hamga right now, to be honest, Uncle Teflo, right now we're not even looking at who is there at the head because this is the reality we face as a country. 2026 ku ko fekkee rek yàlla nañ ko fekkee jaama. Elections are coming. The elections is suñ ñëwee, the Gambians need to decide. All of these people that are coming up
waaye man tam maa ngi bëgg a gis ne ni ma ko gisee nii Talib doesn't look like he's about to play second fiddle. UDP
man
tam seen
loolu laa
candidate bi
foog
du bëgg a play second fiddle. So
exactly
léegi
because
naka
I feel
la so dañoo am si
xam
end of
nga
fii am fi ñaari separate coalition xanaa.
Uncle Teflon, hanga lan mota manala, when these people announce their movements or parties, it's always important Gambians to talk toga because we could just take them as an other new number. No, they're not just new numbers. They're going to make a massive, massive impact. The results you get as a 2026. Because if a Talib is gonna go on its own, Dina sake so many places because he's gonna take from Sobeya, he'll take from MPP, UDP, all these places Talib is gonna get people that are gonna follow Talib. The same as this golden era. So if all of them are gonna stand on their own, tetabi mu am coalition bifale. The leadership hustle be muneka between UDP, Sobeya, PDOS, su fekkene ñom ñetta dañoo tase. All because Mama Kande, I feel like Mama Kande is just waiting to see Fanla Wade Bineka. He's gonna go there. If Mama Kande sees that there's no chance in the opposition, he'll go and back barrel. Today maybe Gisne, you know what? There's something strong. Who can opposition be? He might join that era. So right now I cannot predict Mama Kande. I think he is just there to observe the situation.
So if Asif léegi su fekkee Mama Kande still has numbers him among. What if Talib feels approaching Mama Kande would be easier right now than to approach Essa Fala ñooñu? Because you have to understand, personalities yëpp dañ bugg a flag bearer. They want to be the president. Waaye na Mama Kande dina feel ne you know what suñ ma offee VP naa jël. A VP is controllable.
Uncle Sef, because already in 2022, I'm on that kind of conversation with Kande already. But Kande was on GDC membership in KM to endorse Talib.
So there's a relationship.
It could happen again.
Because NC Cham is there. There's already a relationship that's already been established. So to me, that would make more sense.
Last question, Manopi. I'll allow others to come. Do you think, because Demon Nabe Forne 2026 is predictable, do you think it's getting more difficult to predict the election results as the day go by? What do you think?
From now, because right now everything's just fresh. Kunekangi just announced flag bearer ñu ngi jilangum doy jilanguñ sen boss. Understand? So si yeb jele ben talk ñu set na gaay dinañ discuss. Then give it 6 months. Dinañ mëna gëna xam naka la fa tajo.
Settle down the dust and everything.
Wow, because I feel Esatam munane kadi make moves up. Then Lawyer Dawatam munge wax ne mom he's open for coalition ayoy. So Talib the coalition ak UDP because this is the purpose of the mobile. Wow.
Yeah.
So bobu mom or nañu ne du coalition ak UDP do them join Barrow.
Exactly.
So moo tax ma ne nag léegi kon xanaa dañoo ñëw end up am ñaari coalition.
It's like
Essa tam lim wax mu ne because Gambians yi ñu ngay wax ne waaw coalition rek a fi mun a génne kii moom gëmut loolu.
Man ma rule out ne Talib du join Barrow.
You know, no, du join Barrow. Didn't you just hear?
I doubt
he has no reason to join Barrow.
In Barrow's last interview with CD, Mungdon hint how he was so humble at UDP. He never challenged the flag bearership and stuff. Throwing shades at Talib ne.
Kan ma wane musta challenge Barrow.
Musta challenge.
Barrow daf ñu bëgg a yàpp. Barrow ko fan la doon mun a challenge loolu.
Moo tax léegi su gisee xale yi dee challenge Dabo moom loolu daf ko jaaxal. Moom position bu musa am UDP dañ ko jox moom musta question anything. So he was trolling ne. I never did any of these things that others did. So I don't think...
Lolo, political, Mariam. Because right now, the Talib opposition, understand, he's trying to cut his lights. That's just it.
Don't read commenting.
Don't
read commenting, Dr. When Talib won't join anyone, he thinks that...
Don't join Barrow.
For now, this is what they've made him believe that he got it right now. Because everybody's saying that the youth should relate with you, they're listening to you. For that, Dr. Wahdegala, he might have this belief, you know what? Why not? There is no... What will I lose by going on my own and test my powers?
Do join Barrow, mom. Bobo mom is out the question.
That one is out of question.
Definitely not a way.
The relationship
Wow.
is messy from the
Jobis
beginning.
Jobis
Hey,
fana man fi
Jobis.
nekk mu ngi difficult pour man de Jobis.
waaw affaire bi daal yow gis naa ne yow moom gars yi ngay yóbbu sa xel bi rek léegi la ñu pousse ko left léegi la ñu pousse ko right.
Waaw waaye fana bàyyi ma dem kër moo gën.
non demal sa kër soo amee sa kër looy waali yaani ah.
Waaw dee na nga dëgg.
waaw waaye man lu ma gisee affaire bi man I see things in a different perspective. Talib, as it is right now, Talib is not preparing for 2026. Lolu nekku tagatib Talib. Eta gena taxawal affaire bopam. Because right now Talib amna so much support bo xamne support bobu non suko baye te Talib parewul pour taxaw tatam KMC. So da nga gis ne dafa lift benn vacuum boo xam ne support bi mu amee nii du ko mun a carry forward dafa die down. So the only reasonable thing lu Talib mun a def mooy mu create li moo create support bu mu am right now nii mu take ko together and then move towards 2031 with that support. Why for 2026 when coalition ame man luma jàppa mooy Talib will join a coalition whether UDP mu ngi fa UDP nekku fa su fekkee ne UDP li ñoo wax ne ñoom they want a parallel coalition loolu nit ñi d'accorduñ si su boobaa man I believe ne ñoom ñëpp dinañ dem bokka si benn coalition boo xam ne nii nañ fa génnee Barrow waaye Talib ak tiimam seen xalaat nekkul for 2026 seen xalaat is for 2031 foofu la gaay teg seen but waaye Talib moo bëggut a bàyyi affaire bi mu die down because support boobu noonu bi mu am nii right now su nekkutee mayo KMC du ko amaat dafa dee soo ko bàyyee a few years down the line ñi ko support nii they might go and support somebody else. So moo tax Talib
balal ma King, if you can hear us, please can you come back live bi dina dog de yàgg nga.
Yeah, so man loolu laa gisee situation bi right now. Talib is not for 2026 but Talib is preparing for 2031 man loolu laa gis.
Why Jobis li nga wax make so much sense. Why su throw out everything pour 2026. Foogoloo ne moom lim doon daw pour 2031 dafa ñëwaat.
No xam nga lu xew mooy
because ñim xëcca ndoo yi moo xëcca from UDP ñu dem back ko ndoo yooyu seen argument is not ne Talib lañ bëgga de seen argument is he's young.
waaw
so 2031 kii UDP di teg si man li ma suspect kooku tam is young de te kooku tam mu ngi ñëwaat doole.
waa xam nga let's say nearly 2 years ago problème yuy xew nii yëpp nekkul problème yoo xam ne nii dafa jos dañ commencé rek mu am na lu bari luy dox si biir UDP and Talib dafa gëmoon ne 2026 dina am opportunity pour mu mun a nekk flag bearer UDP waaye unfortunately camps si nekkoon si seen biir parti bi camps yooyu noonu ñoo nekk di xeex an waxoon naa ko fii si gannaaw soo gisee Talib mu waxoon ne moom du dugal an Talib mu ñëw mu dugal because infighting bu nekkoon within the UDP loolu la Talib ñëw test ba pare won dëkk nit yi ne within the party lii moom moo nekk di xew within the party lii moo tax Talib def that move so léegi moom moo gën a doon jën a xeex moom tiimam la ak tiimi Yangs ñoo doon jën a xeex an Talib su fekkee ne Yangs def na benn taam Yangs mu ñëw am beneen shot beneen taam Talib is not prepared pour mu dem third time for KMC so léegi mooy li ma wax doole boobu dafa yokku te su boobaa Yangs dooleem dafa yokku an su fekkee ne léegi nii is difficult for Talib pour mu mun a ñëw nekk flag bearer in UDP. Imagine Talib léegi nekkaatut mayo ba pare Yanks ñëw moo Yanks ñooy xeex.
waaw loolu nag la moo tax ma ne la 2026 la say di sànni yëf 26 la say di sànni yëf yi 26 la say di sànni yëf yi 26 la say di sànni yëf yi ba ma stop di ko yendoo bi sax future président bi mu ne moom soo gisee mu dugal application am moom il na ne moom moo mun a génnee Barrow moom loolu la wax ne loolu la wax a paak so which means ne 2026 la ñoo wax yi fi génnee Barrow number one number two man dama yaaga naa wax fii si plateforme bi abu mel bi yëpp ne soo gisee man understand naa lu tax mu dugal li tax mu dugal xam na ne bii su jàllee problème ami tsunami moo ko faa fekka si 2031 because boobu dina fekka West Coast say Yanks def na second term am ba pare te ñoom ñaar conflict bi fa nekka Yanks du ko xaar Yanks tam dafa dugal so léegi moom looloo ko force handam mu dugal léegi dugal na mu jëlee si lim si jëlee mu génn su génnee understand naa fi nga waxee de because du doon mun a tee xaar dafa consolidate léegi def na loolu mu ibi movement am and he's very smart def ko party dafa ne movement la which means léegi involve na people bi léegi nekkaatu di leen laaj ñoom seen carte de daf ko ne ñoo ko booka suñ bos la so ownership bi daf ko delloo gaay waaye soo gisee interview bi li ma si dégga yëpp he is directing everything to youth which means moom gambul na ne youth si ñoo ëppa maire yee paa yi suñ ma sànnilut grawut I just need majority of youth si ñu sànnil ma then I got this now léegi su defee loolu gowma ne dina coalition unless and until soo maa wax ne dina coalition ben tey waaye dafa am pour génna nga xam ne mu consolidate moom beesam xëccee ko si UDP and ak outside youth si nekk si biti ñi doon wax ne suñ ko defee flag bearer ñoom nañ ko sànni nga xam ne boobu whatever happens ëllëg 2031 Yanks du jot si ñooñu waaye man dama ne argument boobu dafa flawed because Yanks ben tey dina jot si ñooñu because youth la moom tam te ndoo yooyu is not ne dañoo ne ñoom Talib rek lañ laaj ñoom seen argument mooy ne youth lañ bugga they want someone young so kon su xaaree ba 2031 problème am bi dafa gën a bari so man su ma doon moom fii laay sànni the kitchen sink 2026
waaw xam nga tef li nga wax am na solo waaye benn affaire foog ñu understand ne Gambia majority of the politicians when they come liñ dee wax rek mooy youth si because xam nañ ne they are the majority of the population waxtaan bu wax boobu foog ñu wax ko wante when it comes to Talib xam nga sometimes mun nañoo waxtaan rek waxtaani politique waaye ñun ñëpp xam nañ ne Talib 2026 Talib mënut a jël dëkk bi ak lu mun a xew ak xaalis bu fa gaay mun a pompe Talib mënut a jël dëkk bi loolu dafa dañ ko war a xam so man lu ma gis mooy li ma la expérience si gannaaw rek onosanga Talib xam na lu moo def ñi ko wër xam nañ li ñoo def 2031 man moom laa jàppane si lu ma understand si lii yëpp ne Talib foofu la ma wajalee boppam soo gisee Talib mu demoon si Dabo mu ne ko moom mun na moo génnee Barrow parce que Talib mu ngi doon depend on the support of
Yeah, boy, go on, boy, Jovis. Jovis, nga japa hana.
dafa am ku ma mute sorry Tef maa ngi doon wax dafa am ku ma mute
No,
yaa ma nga
continue.
boy
Wa ma nga ne Talib.
mane Talib soo gisee mu demoon si Dabo wax ko ne moom mun na moo génnee Adama Barrow Talib was depending on the UDP ak vote si gaay am ak lu moo mun a yokka on top of that pour mu mun ko cross to line bi
Wow.
waaye léegi comme que loolu noonu amut man li ma gis ak ni ma understandé politique Gambia ak ni ñu si dee taxawee there is no way man su ma gis-gis 2026 Talib mu mun a dem mu génnee fa Adama Barrow so man lu ma xam daal ak lu ma understand ak some of the people ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo ko wër the target is 2031.
I understand. I agree with you 100%. Mom plan all along was UDP's base. Mom more arts as a flag bearer. Mom dina am ñeneen ñoo independence yu ñëw saanil ko. Then lolu dina ko doon jàllale, which was a good plan. Plan bi scopper. Léegi mom lim jël ci UDP man I don't think it's sufficient enough su si tegee sax pour mun a jàllat. Very true. Why he made a move boo xamee ne jëlut ownership of a political party dafa jox youth si a voice and a movement boo xamee ne ñoom ñoo ko moom loolu li moo def moom na campagne de waaye youth si seen poppa ñoom ñooy door di waxa seen moromi youth si free from Talib or even knowing him personally. Do you understand what I mean? Pour ñu ñëw on board. Degulo mu ne if you feel that you can relate to this, you feel the same way, you're seeing this the same way I'm seeing it, and you agree with what I am saying, then come on board and apply and become a member. I feel ne ndoy suñ mëne relate rek dina am numbers yooyu. Because think about it. So xoolee the population of youth yi eligible pour sànni karta nga xool ñun suñ voters yi yëpp ñi register si réew mi nga xool ñi dee vote not ñi register ñëpp a dee vote yes mun ngaa wax ne am nañu dee si backway bi am nañu dee naturally am nañu tukki waaye ndoo yi ñu ngi fa su munee reach out to guy dañoo jàlla
No, man,
dina xëcca yeneen people because we don't know who Doy is bringing up su mu nee dem tooga Doy te man gëm naa ne jaral na ko sax su toogee Doy ne ko wel ñun suñu agenda bi lii la mu ne leen waaw léegi su ma toogee seen agenda bi laay doxalee because at some level I don't think he has a solid plan pour dëkk bi but I believe ne suñ ko jaayee plan bu correct ñooñu mun a implement pour mu toog na négocier ak gars yi personally man boo ma ne am na fundamental plan pour yóbbu dëkk bi
waaw loolu mooy affaire bi Tef mooy li nga wax rek for now daal Talib man lu ma jàpp rek mooy li ma wax because 2026 understanding the politics of the Gambia gis nga let's say UDP luñ sona ak problème bu fa mun a am send 230 something votes you know. So wanyeko be wanyeko sa tef. They will keep their 160. Man,
I personally go money suy wàññeeku dafa nekk du gën a suy wàññeeku ba wàññeeku gars yi numbers yi ñoo am ñooy dóor numbers bi coalition bi amoon 2016 man loolu laa gëm because gars yi number bi coalition bi amoon 2016 ñoom dañ dóor number boobu 2021 so suy wàññeeku benn tey dama gëm ne they still gonna come second suñ demoon sax ñoom kenn
no moom laay xam nga tef moom laay wax ni ma ne la moo soo gisee ma jox la figo boobu noonu xam nga ñoom 238 or 237,000 la gaay amoon last election ak coow bu fa am nii yëpp ak coow bu fa am yi nii yëpp ma ne la war nga seene du yokkute si ñoom kon sanga li fa xew nii mun nañoo wax ne dina am lu moo minus within the UDP understand because it's not only Talib but for new hall also on the financial aspect of things. Talib ak ñuko wor most of the people ñuko wor they were contributors in that party. So
minusal ñooñu nañ ne ñooñu sax bul consider ñooñu man gom naa ne without ñooñu sax ñu ñëw si Talib déglu ma man gom naa ne Talib financial backing bi mu am dara rek a ko ëpp a baax man loolu laa gom
waaw moo tax ma ne la so moo tax ma ne la financially is going to affect the UDP somehow because xam nga man I was talking to someone 2 days ago and wax naa ko ne man dama gëm ne UDP their campaign 2021 ak seen campaign 2026 du nekk benn lu tax ma wax loolu noonu because 2017 by 2021 you have UDP amoon nañ about 31 MPs and majority of them were contributing heavily in the party. Benen affaire bi mo nek ne so demé ci foreign service bi tamit they have so many people there, they had 2 ministers and all that. So all these things dafa contribute on $100 in 2021. So legi nga xol len bu baaxa baax nga gis ne sen MPC wàññeeku nañ ñi doon liggéey si foreign service bi within the UDP wàññeeku nañ nga ñëwaat nga xoolaat ku mel ni Talib ak nit ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo wóor Talib these people were people ñi nga xam ne they were contributing heavily in the party so all these things soo ko boolee ak ñi dem génn fa te ñeneen ñi dañ amoon foofu positions yoo xam ne nii it was very important within the UDP and they know where where the UDP people were which in the Gambia ñoroon doxal campaign and all those things they had some sort of responsibility within the UDP so loolu noonu dina am loo xam ne nii daal going forward dina ko wàññi moo tax ma ne la at least lum bon soo ko xoolee si politique Gambia ak nu moo demee those people UDP even lum bon nañ am 160 dinañ ko am understand ak lu mun a xew
waa léegi fooguloo ne continue
so léegi with Talib lu mun a ñëw def Talib is just going to show up and try to build man for the next one. This is what I believe in, and I believe ne lii moom mooy xew because Talib def war na moo def homework am ñu ko war dañoo def seen homework xam nañ ne 2026 is not gonna be for them so moo tax man I believe ne 2031 is what he is eyeing and not 2026.
Fajobi, su fekkee 2031 la doon iPhone. Why go through the whole shebang? Su fekkee mënoon naa xaar rek ba Pabi apply and see what happens in the election. If the election doesn't go their way, then mu teg. Ndax yow da nga foog ne dafa use the opportunity of this whole chaos ak coow li yëpp. mu use ko for sympathy.
No Tef xam nga mooy li ma wax man nekkuma di toppale nu ñu di toppa waaye man dama wax from li ma yaaga wax over 1 year 6 months ago man I've been talking about this scenario bi nga xam ne moo nekk within the UDP nekkul lu ees.
Wow.
Talib understand na bu baax a baax lan moo nekk within. Some of the people understand that lan moo nekk within. Talib gis na ne pour mu war a dem sa 2031 comme ni nga ko fi waxee kan la faa war a dem dajale.
Yanks.
It's a mountain to climb.
Massive one.
Wow, because su fekkoon seetlu ne Yanks boo ko nekkoon si equation bi man I am sure ne paa bi dina doon bàyyi Talib mu dem 2026.
Man tam gom naa.
Waaye coowi Yanks ak Talib moo tax paa bi ñëwaat teg si tànkam.
Why also Jobis man foog naa ne Talib he made a smart move silim am a movement ni right now because bu fekkee ne Talib run it for 2026 he is gonna lose the momentum of ak ñi nga xam ne ñoom lam jot a génnee si UDP so he needs to ride the wave to sustain ñi nga xam ne ñoom lam génnee gum si parti bi waaye whether Talib can moom comme lim wax moom mu ne mun nam faa génnee Barrow yàlla rek moo xam I do not know waaye if he can sure he moom na def loolu noonu and then am na ku ma dégg mu ngi wax ne nga ne apart from Barrow Talib financial backing bi mu am moom kenn rek la mun a génnee Barrow who said that
no ma ne financial backing bi mu am Barrow rek a ëpp Talib finance
sorry munuma la dégg suma pompe mu ngi nekk di make noise nga ne lan
ma ne Talib rek Barrow rek a ko ëpp finance
really
yeah
and I guess the golden era
Talib would chew golden era and spit them out
okay
the golden era open your finance let's be realistic whole declaration is election bi rombo golden era open ko finance
okay why Tef fi mu nekk nii I think ne politics baa ngee gaaw a neex fi mu nekk nii because it seems neexangut sax de
jox ko 6 months ba yëpp setul
yeah
no mel li nga wax la rek
ba pare lan moo tax UDP the people that are resigning man I think I knew ne Talib he was gonna resign the minute Talib bi mu waxee noonu mu wax ne moom relieve na boppam of those duties yi nga xam ne moom la amoon si parti bi pour moom mu resign it was eminent that didn't happen so I don't know why people are surprised that he formed a movement I am not surprised
mel waxoon naa la sa plateforme bi ne la
yeah
after the commission su Talib pare li yëpp dina xew waxoon naa la ko foofu waaye mel li nga wax la rek loolu moo fi nekk because momentum bi Talib am this is the only way nu mu mën a def pour keep those people
yep and also tamit li Teflon wax Talib is using public sympathy right now mu ngi use public sympathy boobu noonu to hold on to all the voters and also get new voters and get the youth because fi mu nekk nii I'm sorry Jobis dogguma la de Talib it's kind of sorta mu ngi demonize UDP whether wax na ko waxut ko mu ngi demonize UDP and he is riding that tribal issue
look at the last sentence he said on this last
he mu ngi leen a demonize so
let's stay away from tribe
exactly Exactly. What is happening? Why munge junja public bi dilen jema wax ne li ni mom mo happen. So ñi nga xamne fim nekk ni am nañ a little bit of sentiment regarding that. I dégg ne ñooñu non tamit dañoo foog ne UDP then kick out Talib because of tribe. So Talib munge ride that public sympathy wave. Yeah. Job is bala mat buguma won na dog why.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Hanga ñun rek suñ bopay baaxul.
No, it's okay.
Postpartum. Yeah.
It's okay. Mel, gis nga li nga wax. Talib knew what he's playing at. Lan mooy njëriñi Talib mu dugal application ba pare Talib
120 ounces. Yeah.
Lan moo tax Talib mu dugal application ba pare Talib génne application am bi. Why?
It was a strategic move, if you ask me.
Wow, because Talib understood what was going on within. So Talib did that to bring those things written in the public space. Lii la Talib def ak bu ko Talib defee ñëpp gis ne nit yi luñ doon wax ci moom. So loolu yëpp mooy li ngeen di wax rek mooy sympathie bi nga xam ne Talib loolu la doon ut pour am ko waaye tungu ne du teew ñuy netaal Alaaji Masang fi borom UDP. Mas
dafa am patient bu moo toppatoo.
Golden era is a CIA party.
Alaaji Mas ñëwal Alaaji Mas tungu ne teew ñuy netaal yow affaire bi caay naka caaya nga si doo si slip ñëwal.
Mas ne amuloo patient. Mas ne amul patient de.
Mas daal kenn xamul si lu nekk mun tamit. So Tef daal affaire bi daal mu ngi nii daal Tef. Let's wait and see comme ni nga wax la rek.
No, I think su yëpp settle down ñu ba pare yéen tam kañ la seen bagage yi yow tam nañ jéem a xam kuy flag bearer.
Non ñun ñu ngi tooga.
kañ la seen congrès bi.
Congress bi xam naa ne daal sometime next month.
Inshallah. Okay.
Wow. Sometime next month, inshallah.
Yeah. Dagaman, am sa movement bi ñëw na la daga.
Nuyu naa leen.
Fay nañ la.
ñun moom
yàgg naa leen déglu suma network baa doon xaw a jam rek waaye I've been listening attentively because yéen a ngi make very important deliberations, so I was trying to learn from you people. Notwithstanding, it is a very, for me personally, it is a very sad time. When I say sad, it's because it's not only about losing a party member, but this is somebody called Hamne. We have selected him. He has represented us, and he has done tremendously well, even though others could argue that he hasn't done much. But yet again, for me, as a United Democratic Party member, I believe he has done well in the KMC on an account that if not for what is happening today, the UDP will be able to campaign on his success. Okay, so losing him for me is very sad. Okay, because you don't only lose him, but you lose him with other members, and numbers are very essential. We cannot downplay that. Okay. Any resignation for me, it's a lose. And to be honest, that is what makes me very sad. Okay, having said that, it is what it is for now. It has happened. We might not be able to revive that back. We've lost one of our baby, and that's a sad moment for us. But we cannot also change the fact that the United Democratic Party, whether we accept it or not, is one of, if not the most structured party in the Gambia, within the country and international level. That is the hard fact. When you understand the party structure, you will also understand that significantly, there could come up again people that you have never known of, because there are so many people within the Gambia. I believe politically, the only reason why Nyuham Talib is because UDP Moko Isi. Probably people might know him, but not to this level. Okay, that's my humble opinion.
Not
I'm
on a
telling you,
national level, UDP in your context.
yes, and I am telling you again, if you understand our structure, then I realize that there are very young, honest Gambian ñi nga xam ne jàng nañ, am nañ xam-xam bi, am nañ the potential to excel up to the level of Talib. We cannot dispute that. That's how the party is. But yet again, also, for me, I am thankful to him, and I think we should all thank him for his job, what he did for the people of KMC under the banner of the United Democratic Party. We should be very grateful to him. In as much as we want to keep him, but he left. Lolu munuñ ci dara. His political right la. Dafa feel that things are not normal, and then he moved. Man luma ñaan nit yi rek moy ne ñu understand ne he has moved. Let us stop the name labeling, the name calling. But it will be a long shot for him, because why I say this, so if I understand the politics of this country, you will realize that Talib here is well known, but within KMC, if you go outside KMC, yes, people know him, but now I'm talking about fame. If you go to West Coast, wallahi, you will realize that those people, they don't see anybody, not even Hussein Udawa. I'm telling you the fact. The only person they are seeing is Yankuba Dawa. And there was a time you will realize that the UDP don't even have the chance to go to Fonyi and even make a meeting there. They cannot do that. Okay? Right now, Yang has infiltrated in the Fonyis. That is the truth. He go there, the people embrace him. I've seen their councillors, talking very highly of him as to how he conduct himself within the municipality at Brikama Area Council. So people within West Coast really trusted in him. So if, for example, many people are saying Talib was supposed to be selected because he's the one who will bring change, here and there, I think they're making serious mistakes. Because so they may Ibori, Basse and other places. Those people, they believe in Adama Barrow so much. So the fact of the matter is, we need to understand the political structure of this country for you to be able to say, okay, bring in Talib and let's take no. And tough. Dengan wafi dara lo hamne amna solo torop. Moy so nyewe 2031. Yangs is probably going to be there. And Talib knows very well that it might not be an easy run for him. Okay? So probably his move is what is needed. And if he doesn't do this also, that will be very unfair to people who have and they have resigned. For me, I think this is the most honorable thing he could do, because you cannot stay in the party where you're sabopa johenga sa position, then people follow you by resigning, and whenever they resign, they cited you as an evidence as to why you resign. Manam, then you resign because of you. So at the end of the day, Talib has nothing left in the UDP. That is the hard fact. So I think the move that he did is a smart move, and I think this is what we need, is the beauty of politics. We can have different opinion, different idea. Now we can agree and disagree later, but at the end of the day, we want to put the Gambia, on the Silicon Valley there. So kuko muna defrek, in respective of whether Talib la, Esala, or whosoever can do it, let's just do it. Yalla na jama yaga si dekabi. Na safa saf 2026 na safa saf.
Mas, do you think they resigned? Is the scenario they resigned because of what their support of Talib, and then because of that, then Talib resigned? Or do you think they resigned and then he was supposed to follow suit after they all went?
No, I think first of all, what happened is they resigned as a result of their supposed opinion that what happens to Talib was not fair. They've resigned. I think that is it, because that's the essence, that's the reason they were giving us. They're telling us that they believe that the internal democratic process wasn't fair enough, and they have cited him repeatedly. Almost all of them are saying that, and it's like they have seen this coming, because all this resignation came after him withdrawing his candidature and also resigning his position. Okay, so I think they resigned because they believe that he was not well treated. But I have always give one example in the incident of Talib. That is to say, the family ngadem si party, dige bangi play music, party bangi fest. Man mas mane, man yo matahaw mane. Man damage na si party bini sen chill bine hood, because dige bi nekkul di ma playal Vibes Cartel te man Vibes Cartel laa bëgga so leen play with Vibes Cartel man dama bàyyi so man dama feel ne most of them send resignation that is it they are not looking at the greater scope they are not looking at the facts they are not looking at what is on the table for everybody the process okay you can argue and query the process within but you cannot stand and say no I am leaving because this is what is not right but you and who compared to the masses. So I believe that the resignations were not genuine enough. That is also my personal opinion. I might be wrong, but I believe the reasons that they are given is not genuine enough.
Mm-hmm. Man, I believe they were backing him for the flag bearership. When he didn't get it, they went to plan number 2. Plan B is you all leave, we shake the party, public opinion favors us, and then I follow suit. And then when I do that, other people who were not sure might then make their decision whether to stay or follow us in this movement. I think he played these chess pieces very well. But I also think that
Yeah, tough. But if you also understand Gambian politics, you see, like Mel said before, I think it was very smart of him to just make a movement for now, because it will be very unfair to people who believe in him and resign. He does not can act. But I think he should run for office for 2026. That I think. The reason why I think
that's what I'm trying to.
No, wait. No, the reason why I think he should run for office.
Coordinated as they planned it. Man, that's what I believe. Because it's obvious that all of them that resigned backed it. And they were his crew even within the party. If you listen to Babukar Siddique's interview, the people who are resigning doesn't actually shock the insiders in UDP because they've already identified these people long ago as Talib's crew. So, what happens now to your member of parliament, your what's his name? Menkereng, I can't remember his name. The guy who openly backs Talib, Menteng. Is he now going to
that's Menteng.
cross carpet and be Talib's first name? Or is he going to
Not
toe the party
necessarily.
line?
You see, Hamga Funtolu Fumnekani is a melting point. And as a party, we know it's a very, very difficult time. When I say difficult time, it's because at this juncture, we need to know who is within and who is outside the box. I don't know if you understand. Because this is a crucial point for all of us. Pour ñu mëna xol suñ boppa bu baax ma xamne man ak Mel ak yow ñoo anda o Jobis ak diw ñoo bokka pour ñu mëna rañé wante. Okay? Du mëna neka, how do you call it? Wolf in sheep clothing la of. Okay? We cannot be in that position now.
The NAM has already supported Talib openly. So now are they going to say now Momo and that?
But look. What I'm saying is, initially his support for Talib wasn't wrong, especially when Talib put in his applications. Okay. Now the problem is when Talib withdraw and Hussein becomes the flag bearer. That is where the mistake is. That is to say, he should be able to come out and support the party's flag bearer.
Thank you.
Okay?
Did he though?
For the fact that, no, well, I've not seen where he does.
This is my point.
I've not seen.
So now, how do you identify that gentleman? Do you say that he is actually with the party and towing the party line? Or are you going to say, well, he's in the party, but he's actually down with
Well,
that?
he is now, no, for now, on records, I would say he's still with the party.
For now, obviously. for now, his name is still within the party.
Exactly. And it will be very unfair for me, I believe, when he does not declare his complete. Like right now, Talib make this decision today. Okay?
Yes.
The question is, what is his stand now? What does he decide now? Because the resignation happened today. Now, after today, if he at some point said, I am still with Talib, then he is out of the interest of the United Democratic Party. But if he does not,
hold his seat.
It will be very...
Hold on.
Yeah, but it's okay. But the UDP, don't forget that we are used to that. You see, tough. You will give us one thing as a party. No matter how you hate us, you will have to give us one thing. There are people who have tried to become National Assembly members for 3 consecutive times in their own constituency in this country. They failed. And we came and give them the platform, and then they are voted for the first time. After less than a year, they ditch us. That has happened to us in so many cases, right or wrong?
Yes.
And when something bad happened, let's take Barrow as an example. Most of the time, suñu platform bifi, ñu bari dañ dé ñew ñu né UDP mo ñu disturb mo ñu jox Barrow. Ñu bari dañ dé ñew ñu né UDP mo ñu joxon Sirifo Sonko. But what I find very interesting is, for example, Talib, who has done very well in the KMC. I have seen repeatedly where people will try to separate his performance and his attributes, his individual characters out of the United Democratic Party. I don't know if you get the point that I'm trying to say.
Yes.
If something is good that comes out of us, it is separated from us. If something is bad out of us, we are the problem. We have received so many of these things from Gambian people. And I believe if Yaya also fall into the same level, we will understand that this is our fate as a party. We have created so many opportunities for so many Gambians to excel within the political party, and they end up failing us or they end up betraying us, which we will keep having. Okay? But that doesn't change the fact that the United Democratic Party is not just a party. It's a revolutionary movement. They are built to survive. We have that resistance. Trust me, this is a very difficult moment for us. The Nanyu Yengal, it will cost us a lot.
Now, when you say
What do you mean built to survive?
When you say built to survive,
we are not built to be broken into pieces for simple issues like this.
Okay. The reason, do you think do you think man sani bat man la sani bat no so ne Rome has fallen man bobu mako mo bana ko ne Rome
it doesn't really matter, to be honest.
lima la wax moy, if you say built that you can withstand anything, would you say that is because of the party structures or because of a sect of the population identify themselves with the party because of the party's dynamics?
There is one thing I can tell you that the United Democratic Party has, okay? Apart from the structural build of the party. When I say structural build, that is ranging from our executive all the way down to the grassroots. The most important part that we probably outstep all other parties in the Gambia, my grassroots politics. Our grip on grassroots politics is our main weapon, is our main tool. Moisun Yakar. You cannot take that from us for now.
Okay, I'm still going to ask you this question again. Do you still, when you say that again, the grassroots, do you still, so an outsider might say that is because the majority of the population identifies as, Mandinka. And they kind of feel like Yaya Jammeh put them in a box. And their support of UDP was the reason for that. And then they feel like, so this is where we are and we will ride with this party no matter what. Not based on policy, but based on the fact that they felt attacked.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. But what I can tell you is, when it comes to the United Democratic Party, the reason why I will not say a sect. Okay, sorry about. Now, when it comes to the UDP, I wouldn't go by the fact that because of a set of people, in terms of majority, are Mandinkas. Let me say it like that, and that we want to bank on that. No, I don't believe in that. Okay, why? Because I'll give you several examples. I've listened to a program, and I had a man who called in. He called in from Basse. Well, Astafra, he called in the Combos here, but the family is in Basse. When this whole Talib Buhawa came in, he said, he's Jallo, he said, I am in Combo, my family is in Combo, and I have a whole family in Basse, but I can tell you people for certain that if the old man does not stand as a flag bearer, I wouldn't vote this next presidential election, and I am 100% sure that all my family members will not vote for any other person except Hussein Udab. Okay? Now, this is a statement coming from somebody who is not a Mandinka. And I have seen several of those cases, even in my own environment in Kotu. I have seen a company, Keri Jola, Gomundara Ludud Hussein Udabo, because probably they had a past with him, send Nijai or send grandfather. Okay, but aside from that, I think the major principle that hold the United Democratic Party on the ground, family, that we can bank on, is our grassroots. And when I say grassroots, it doesn't mean that a set of people, specifically Mandinkis, or a good number of them are Mandinkas, and that is why we want to bank on. I think that will be very premature and childish to say.
No, Mas.
I'm not saying that's
the
what
party.
you say, but
Hold on. Not the party banking on that. I'm saying the strength of your grassroots. So we're talking about your electorate. Do you feel that they identify with this party and will not budge due to the fact that the way they were treated before as a whole group by the former president in his statements
not
and his
necessarily.
utterances?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Okay. So it's strictly due to your policies?
I don't think so.
So it's strictly due to your agenda,
and what we believe in, which is political.
Okay, I respect.
Yes, which is number one. Yes, which is based on open policy. Okay, we have this belief and principle that the United Democratic Party is not owned by anybody. Okay, we believe that the United Democratic Party is for the Gambian people. Okay, and whenever you come, that is why when you come there today, you are treated as a party member who has the same right as somebody who has been there since 1996. As long as you are registered, as long as you have the membership card, as long as you are doing your responsibility as a member of the party, you are equal with somebody who started. Yes, we can recognize the sacrifice of the forefathers or the founding fathers, but so anyway, see come the principle of inclusive politics. We welcome each and everybody. Look at our structure at executive level. They've joined. Tombon said the Almame Fall. Is it
Tal.
I have listened to him. He's Tal. I've listened to Tal. Tal said, Mom, when he came into the UDP, within a short period of time, then catapult from one level to another, within the executive ranks, and he has met people there. They've got more confident into the party. Understand?
Really intelligent man.
So dama feel ne it's not up. Yeah. So dama feel ne UDP sunde when you find out ne yo danga am the potential. Sunde yo dañ la mëna jël nga ligéyal nga il ñu tur bu ba bo xamné loolu lañ bëgg for Gambians. They will actually take you because I just said it here in 2016. Many of us don't know Talib. But believe me, we think he can do it. He's matured, and then therefore I'm respect, and we think that therefore I'm focused agenda, and then we give him the opportunity.
But do you
we could see what he has done with him.
Do you think that from now on, UDP will be very wary of selecting somebody who's not from the grassroots or a long-term member of the party because of what happened with Baro, Shirifo, the Nams, and now Talib.
No, you see, one thing we must recognize, Moine. So anyway, Baro is not gun UDP. Okay, he is one of our long-term members. Number one, Sirifo was not a gun there. Okay, Sirifo Yaganafa. You understand? Talib, I don't call him gun. Why I don't call him gun is because even if he wasn't within the UDP, but you would not change the fact that some of his family members, and even though not clear to me, but I had news that the mother was a United Democratic Party member. You understand? No, we have to look at your potential. That's what we. Yang Madiga.
Yeah.
Hello. Ñun dañoo select based on sa potential, not based on the fact that yow da nga yaga si party bi o yagulo si party bi. No, of course we need to do more vetting pour ñu xol nit yi lan moy sen agenda in terms of the party, lan lañ bëgg achieve. Are they politically motivated based on their own agenda, or they really want to uphold the principle of the party? That is a very important step. I think the party should do more homework on that. But aside from that, we'll still select people based on competency, not just because they've been there for long.
So if Talib runs in 2026, do you think that there'll be any damage that will cause the party? Him leaving and setting up his own.
No, but already we have the damage. Okay, when I say damage, means losing him alone is a damage. We cannot downplay that. This is not just me or any other ordinary party man. This is somebody ko hamne amna ay ndaw yi nga hamne gom nañ ko amna ay support. You cannot take that from him. Like I used to say for Sabali, we lost Sabali, and Sabali was able to convince so many people to come to the UDP. So for me, when public figures, people ñi nga xamne nit yi gom nañ ko ñu bay parti bi ci man dafa day nek a lot of waste, because at the end of the day
understand why moy lool.
No, it's not like dañ ko gom, but you cannot change the fact that dafa am nit yo xamne dañ ko dé déglu. Su fekkee 1 or 2 3 people la sax convince nañ ñu join party, and numbers matters a lot. So man, that is my belief.
All right. Okay. Husseina ngi jappa fi nek.
What is the name of the party? Party want to do?
Do party movement la. Ultimate Fighting Champion. I'm sorry, UFC. United for Gambia.
Okay. Bana.
Ana yo Talib nga.
Dega.
Talib nga de.
Yeah.
Yo ban parti nga nekkoon bala Talib, nda UDP nga woon, nda beneen parti nga nekkoon, nda bokkul woon parti. Ma daal good interview.
Fum tolu ni dal nañ xol lan moy xew now against
United for Change. 20 United for Gambia.
Yeah, no, United for Change. Yeah. Wow. United for Change.
He's smart though, making it a movement.
No, he's no mom doko ko muna jël ci mom.
Why cannot take that movement, but it can change to a political party.
I believe so. It can, but Balamo change. Dafa feka youths buy into it. When the youths buy into it, then Munako change to a political party. And because when youths buy into it, like create a base or a stronghold somewhere. So then Munako change to a party. It's Baron Nila started with
xam nga mi ngi wax ne mën nañoo join si registration and stuff like that. So len fa demee nga ñaata ñu te register.
Them then hold, bro. That far first step.
By the way. Yeah? Mas. Kii mun naa yëngal bagage yi de. Fondation bi. Boy King gars yi ne fan la ñu war a dem pour check loolu. Am website.
Maximus mu génn si lu mu nekk. Maximus nañoo toog PDOIS moo gën.
Maximus maa moom dañ dem golden era de. Waaye Maximus fanaa dañoo bàyyi golden era ñu dem si Talib. We need to be serious now and focus.
Wax naa leen ne comme il faut mu seeg ñu xam nga lu tax il faut mu seeg ñu. We cannot downplay the fact about who we are talking about here. It's not come man or somebody else. I'm man to my UDP, for example. Okay, it's a minus, but the question is one branch like Yengal. Understand? Compared to Kohamne, I'm not a whole region behind him. You cannot, you know that's a serious issue because there will be conflict of interest now. There are people within the KMC. Gom nañ ko trop, olu nañ ko, te fum foyto rek danañ ko topa. Whether UDP or not UDP, danañ ko topa. You cannot change that. So losing somebody like him is going to be a massive blow for the party. But yet again, my point, luma neka di degeral moy, so understand ñun tam don't you have big party we nga realize ne they have thousands of the likes of Talib. Xam nga ñaata nit sax ñoo doon complain ne why are we even talking about Talib luta Lamin Sane ñëw and on a scale of preference I would not Talib gënu la jàng Lamin Sane number 2.
I was one of them. I felt ne coow li yëpp si man dama feel ne Lamin Sane if he was in the mix.
Talib gënu ta jàng Lamin Sane
have created a ready-made market for the farmer vis-a-vis the hotels. Why pour farmer bi muna am market bi dafa soxla storage pour nga defal ko fa. So problem si moy problem bi agriculture. Why if you're an outsider you just come danga ne suma ñëwé tay ma ji 20 hectares si tamate dina ko muna jaay ma feed Gambians of tamate duñ ko importat waaye li nga boolewut sa variable bi sa difin bi formula bi mooy tamate dafa nopp ndax am naa fu ma ko denca su ñoree. So these are some of the things that are lacking within the agricultural infrastructure that loolu role government la lu ma mean role government la government needut pour bil ko waaye dafa war a create policies yoo xam ne dafa incentivize ñi bugga ci dugga ci loolu. Tey ku buga ubi cold room Gunjur pour dencha vegetables. Government will give you free land, 5-year tax free. Then entrepreneurs will see the opportunity and get into it. But in the case of the Gambia, we have a disconnect between the infrastructure that will promote viable agriculture and the policy that should induce viable agricultural living. So transformation, value added, preservation, li moy the disconnect between the farmer and the market.
Why, Daddy? The government already know this. Why didn't they cater for it by introducing a policy and financial backing for the storages? Because they knew this in 2017 or 2018.
Dega nga wax de why so nekut ci government dang de muna wax lu bari manam very fair corruption such stupidity negligence yep amna why African governments is like a house on fire. Everything is an emergency and the emergencies are competing with other emergencies. Li more than make a problem in government, but an outsider you're looking at all things being equal and rosy. So tay su priorities in government dafa bare be pour rank len everything is a priority. So ñom legi li ñoo wax ni ñom xam nañ ko de waye ñu ko shelf for year 2027 because year bi legislative calendar bi gaay am bugan ñoo pass li ak li da nga wara understand ne tamit to create laws dafa am process boy top from gazetting, first reading, second reading, motion tabling and all of this. So liñ bëgg def yëpp doo ko mën a def si benn legislative calendar, and I do hope ne ñoom am nañ a program of prioritizing the needs that they want to promote. But yes, xam nañ ne li ma la wax luñ xam la, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know this.
Because we had a seminar in 2018 with 2017-18. Oje Jala was the Minister of Agriculture then. Baxture's brother, I forgot his name. We all were there.
Dr. Ture, Omar Ture.
That's the guy, yeah. And all the farmers came in.
He passed away.
Yeah, he passed away. All the farmers came in, and the complaint wasn't what you would expect their troubles in farming. It was actually storage. So I left there thinking the gap, if anyone can fill the gap in terms of creating storage, you will prosper. So I would have thought by now, the ministry would have actually tried to make that a priority.
Well, like I said, Hamga Pope, the new Pope, the Famusa Wahdara, about poverty and how he will fight it. So, Kukone, now you are the Pope. What will you do? Moneko, at that time, I was outside looking in. Now I'm inside. So basically what we're trying to say here is I am a big critic of the government. I will first clear that. But if you understand public administration, even in the most efficient delivery mechanism, FUMNECA, then there are things you have because of procedures. Time do they make us a friend? Time becomes your enemy. So Fofunga, they rank your priority and you reprioritize your competing priorities.
Right.
Wow. Because 5 years now, 5 years is so whole legislative calendar. Linga buga yep doko chimuna def. So now you look at that 5 years. What is the most important thing? What's the most urgent thing? What will really yield dividend for society? Then gahalake from that vantage point, and you build your thematic scheme of what you want to do, and you create a legislative calendar. And legislative calendar factor time inga wara hard because a lot of things danga need to announce it to the public. The gazette ko. After so gazette mu am first reading, second reading, then mu am ko endorse, new table ko, mu dem debate. After debate mu dem lifin nakala to that is a subcommittee. After subcommittee mu ñëwaat plenary. After plenary ñu indi waat ko ñu adopt ko suñ ko adopté dafa need at 60-90 days pour ñu gazette ko, then lobby becomes operational. So lii mooy processes, and these processes sometimes I think government dafa am responsibility pour explainal populace bi ñoom tamit ñu xam how things happen and naka la things yi wara muna amee. And in the case of the Gambia, most of the time this is missing. Nit ñi dañ dee what's the right word I want to use? Then they're impatient, but they're impatient. They don't understand the policy environment and policy formulation environment. So why do they make a faulty ninga hamne communicate properly with the society?
So what has the Ministry of Agriculture demonstrated in the past 5 years to present?
And I want to understand that Gambia as a country, we have a donor-driven agenda rather than a country-driven. What do I mean by a donor-driven? Our development agenda is not spearheaded by the wants and need of Gambians. It's spearheaded by the whims and nyunekila me mola wa limbuga. So tay so toge nyola mangi am funds for solar lights there. Solar light renga muna jel because one funds is solar light la. So you end up doing a solar light project. Limoy problemi Gambia as a nation. Our development agenda is not driven by us, the country, but by donors. And donors, most of the time, send outcomes as desires in lolu more available. So most of the time, the country, the individual projects here, programs here, because lolu more at their disposal. The beggar has no choice.
Okay, so instead of begging for this to actually get storage on all these facilities, couldn't they just partner with private business?
waa loolu laa wax earlier ma ne government dafa war a liggéey a legislative environment that induce private sector to participate. Government should not be in the business of business, period. But government should be in the business of creating an enabling environment for business to thrive. Business stupid, business return la buga on investment. Fum gis xaalis xam na ko. So now the problem being there moy businesses doing there is a conducive environment for them to sink their monies. And for la government be they fail it. Take for instance, government of the Gambia, heavy fuel, government moy level na wek mu jëndiko. Generator, spare parts, pan, government la. Now, why would government say that? Kubuga Ubi generating company in Mansa Congo. I'll give you 10 years tax free. I'll give you the land. Huh? Then so lolo, as a government, you are enticing investors to come into the space. Then legi, sunyo space, all they will do is they will generate Quran and they will never sell it to anybody. They will pass on all the Quran to Nawek. Then now Nawek will be a transmission, distribution, and billing company. So Nawek amatut overhead si Quran, amatut overhead si spare parts, amut problem i procurement, ki lañ jox contract. Nawek dafa jël Quran ngi jambur, jaay ko, jël marginam, pass la on sa xaalis. Then the only thing Nawek owns and Nawek will sublease ku ci jaarale sa Quran nga fay ko moy transmission lines bu Nawek la, because electricity to a large extent mimics what you call a natural monopoly. You cannot have 10 companies kuneka they run private power lineup. So Lolo create a business opportunity for Nawek to own the transmission and distribution network. Then kufa jaarale Quran ga fay ko, but at the same time mu jaayal la Quran jël wécitam dugal ci posam dem. Then country bi amatulo Nawek do worry about staff mo fay social security. Do worry about spare part bu ñoo sàcca, essence bu ñoo sàcca, maintenance of vehicles. This is how government should think, because the concept moy government is just like a business, but in the business sense, business profitability of dalasi and butut laut. But in the case of government, efficient service delivery, lolo moy profitability government. So if government thinks along those lines, I think we will all benefit and society will be better off.
Got it. Amadou. Riskan.
Right. Right.
Ayo ko journalist, why do Amor? Journalist, no.
No, they will manage Riskan.
From Daniel is very important. Most of these Fortune 500 companies, not like they operate. Uber, so that is how they operate. They don't own any vehicle. They just own the infrastructure. And this is the shape. Inputs and resources. Because if new takes and profit, like that's it. The Lulu is very sustainable. Everybody is open to invest. I think Lulu idea should be welcome a lot in the Gambia. I haven't looked at it more side. I must have an interview of it.
Nene.
No, the Nene. The guy. The guy. Seku, yeah. Peter Gomez. And I have a few observations. He seems like a level-headed guy, educated. Hamna, he's well experienced. And Smadeglo Wahambuba, Liman like Silum Def. They did a survey to, according to what he said, across the country to understand the needs of Gambians. And Lola Guy used to basically design their blueprint. And most of the things that he was talking about are mostly at surface level. I don't think he has a better understanding. That Muna articulate problems in Gambia. I think he was finding it difficult to say that. He was just talking about surface level information. Oh yeah, we have 65% of young people. 65% of Gambians are youth. They need to be how to gain skills that they are not employed. Come surface level stuff like that. Never only go deep. I think the only thing in hamne, two issues in hamne, he went deep on it. One is agriculture and waste management. Because in the agriculture, he talked about blockchain technology. He talked about incorporating technology in the agricultural sector, which I think is well needed in Gambia. And the example he gave was how Gakalenyo want to use a blockchain technology. Then a system bo hamne. It's like a circular economy. Ñepa fa nek ay jaykate jëndakati dafa cut off the middleman. Dinañ mëna am like real time pricing ak demand using AI pour mëna leverage the data bi ñoo jëlé ci platform boobu noonu to understand the needs of both the farmers and the consumers. And I think that is a brilliant idea. Ndax dina dox Gambia, I think we are still lacking the infrastructure because internet connectivity is still very expensive. It's not. It's a luxury. So lolo lo hamne I think works in other developed countries. Come Mr. Yalum Fidono earlier. Come they're importing ideas you hamne. It's not tailored to Gambia's needs. Lo hamne dida muna dohbir Gambia. It's possible that it could work, but there's a lot of challenges right now. Fintoloni sibib dekabi. And boom has in the waste management. What na nakalenyo muna create a circular economy lo hamne. Balidino sani munenko used to pave roads or repurpose for to serve other sectors, and which I think Talib Mundon Jema start before came more fighting naked, but I don't think it went far. So I think those are the only two things they have. The one of follow him made sense to me. While then Lucy it was just like surface level information. It did not make.
Tef lang nga play bro. Understand?
It did not make a lot of sense.
It's on live.
Yeah.
Pour nga play ko nit ñi xam li mo wax.
Ku nekk live?
Bensouda.
Talib, okay.
Wow. Nampal leen ñu gaaw.
Naka la mo muna lan la nguur bi nekk di def right now, something along those lines. Waaye mu ne moom du criticize nguur na ñoom seen lii bi ñoom duñ criticize nguur. So ñu ne ko ne what are they gonna lan la moo def loo xam ne dafa different. Wala lan la nguur bi nekk di def right now, I don't know, something along those lines that is not working. To basically talk something li nga xam ne it's kind of negative. Bring talk about issues yoo xam ne nguur bi ñu ngi ko def loo xam ne is baaxul ci Gambians yi, but he refused to talk along those lines. Instead, he just stated what he's going to do, and he ended up saying that he would prefer if nguur bi su nekkee di andi people that are experts in certain industries pour gars yi mun a liggéey ak nguur bi. So, but no interpreter loolu mooy he is trying to get himself to be in the same bed with Adama Barrow. Non la interpréter li mu wax because yow bu dee comme yow da nga nekk da nga wax ne da nga looking to contest in the 2026 presidential election ba pare you're not looking to point out the pain points yu Gambians yi nekk di dunda because yow da nga gis ne comme loolu dafa criticize nguur
ki ñëpp yaa ngi kër Fatou Talib dem na dem
yeah, so foog naa ne man noonu laa gisee interview am overall I think he is good. He's a well-educated guy. He knows his stuff, but I don't trust him.
Yo, do ko trust parce que kooku moo gën a nekk young boy Essa Faal.
No. But I listened to him with an open mind. I tried to understand lan fan la nekk di waxee. Yeah, and ideas in there. They were very sound.
Bro, li mu wax de te dama agree ak moom ne the guy is highly exposed and he has a lot of sense.